friends, I'm Rakhi and you are watching my educational channel, that is Biology Prospects. So my previous topic, my previous part of the circulatory system, that is part 1, and the part 2 I have already explained the different types of the circulation process, the blood, constitutions of the blood, and the explanation about the blood cells, blood plasma, blood clotting, all the things. Those who have already watching, I hope everybody watching these are the videos. So today I'm just going to explore the third part of the circulatory system, and these are the third part consists the two main learning objects, and these two main learning objects are the first learning objects, that is the different types of the blood vessels. Okay, different types of the blood vessels, how the blood spread throughout the body, how it is moved from one place to another place and control the function of the different parts. And second topic, that is our the circulatory pathway. The two different circulatory pathways, a whole living walls, because class 9 we have already learned the 9 different classes of the animals, living walls of the animals. So automatically the different classes, the different way of the circulation. So two different circulatory way or the vascular pathway of the circulatory. These are the two topics today we are going to learn. So I hope each and everybody very patiently just watching my videos, and I always welcome your discussion, just comments in the comment box. Friends, please you watch my video and you write down your comments, how you feel. There have some misputs or more improvement or something you require more about the topic, please you write down in the chat box, then I can improve myself and obviously I present more better to you. Okay friends, so let's start. Okay friends, then we will start our class now. The previous sessions I have already told you, that is the circulatory system part 1 and part 2 I have already explained. So today's topic is related with the part 1 and part 2 also, but today's the two very different topics I will going to explain before you. So today's our topic, I have already explained that one, I already told you, then also I just repeat once again that today's our topic, that is the part of the human circulatory system, the blood vessel, different types of the blood vessels, is it? And the second one, that is the circulatory pathway or the vascular pathway. So the first topic we focus first one. So our first topic, that is the blood, different type of the blood vessels. So friends, we are already familiar, that is here the circulatory system, mainly we discuss about the human circulatory system, or so called that is a mammal circulatory system we are discussing over here. So according to the mammal circulatory system, we are getting a 3 different types of the blood vessels in human body. Is it okay? The 3 different types of blood vessels are arteries, veins and the capillaries. So called that is arteries, capillaries or the vein. Whatever I just show on the PPT, you can say like this way also, no problem. Actually the blood vessels are the channel, or so called that is a one of a pipe like structures. It is the spread throughout our body, and which is the function is the main function of the all the 3 blood vessels are they carry the bloods, pure or the impure, whatever, from the one part of the body to the another part of the body. Then only the bloods can perform their different type of the activities inside our body. So we have already know the blood is the specific fluid or the connective tissue, fluid connective tissue, which are performing the various tasks. Okay, so these are the 3 channels is mainly responsible to carry the bloods in the different parts of our body. What type of the channel they are? The blood vessels are the elastic muscular tubes that carry the blood in the body. It is the elastic means it is a very flexible. That means the contraction and the expansion, these are the movement can take place inside the blood vessels. When the blood flow in the different parts of our body, the expansion and the contraction, these are the 2 activities can easily take place. So that is the elastical characteristics we have observed in our blood vessels. Obviously it is made up of the muscular fibers, that is the reason this type of the activities show, and these are the 3 blood vessels. So friends, our first topic or the first part of the blood vessel, that is the artery. Is it? No, that's the artery. So we start about the feature of the artery. We start to learn about the feature of the artery. What is artery? Friends, the artery is the part of the human body blood vessel which carry the blood away from the heart. Our heart is the one of a circulatory part. The next part of the part 4, I just explained the structure and everything about the heart. Today only just focus. The heart is a pump. It is one of a organ in human body which pump the blood throughout the body. So artery is a one of a blood vessel which carry the blood from the away from the heart. Okay, so all the arteries are except pulmonary artery carry the oxygenated blood. Normally all the arteries, they have carry the oxygenated bloods. Okay, only the pulmonary artery, that is the pulmonary word is related with our lungs. Okay, only the pulmonary artery which carry the deoxygenated blood. Rest of the whole the arteries which is spread of the human body, they carry the oxygenated bloods. Okay, so an artery has a thick and the elastic muscular walls, and each artery wall is made up of the 3 concentric layers. You have seen the picture which I show on the screen. There the 2 different words also be there. Okay, let I focus over that. First I just give the explanation about the artery. The arteries walls, that is are the 3 different type of the layer are present over there. Okay, 3 different type of the layers. These are, first layer, it is known as the tunica externa. Is it? The first layer, that is tunica externa. The second layer, that is the tunica media, and the third layer, that is the tunica interna. Okay, these are the 3 layers are together made up the structure of artery. So here you can see the normal artery, that is in the that's a lumen of the artery. In the middle, the hollow place, this is called the lumen, and that particular lumen of the artery is narrow. Clear? The different 2 condition, that is the vasodilation condition and the vasoconstriction condition. The movement of the lumen, or so called, that is the width of the lumen, can be varied, but the normal condition, the artery's lumen is a narrow, comparatively vein. Clear? And the artery, these are the made up of the 3 different layer. That is, first layer, in outer layer, this is known as the tunica externa, or somewhere it is written tunica adventitia. In the middle, just below the tunica externa, the middle layer, that is known as the tunica media layer, and the last layer, just inside the artery part, the last layer, that is the tunica external layer. So the 3 layers are made up of the structure of artery. It is carry the oxygenated blood throughout the body. Is it okay? Arteries have a small lumen, and one of the special characters, that is the artery does not contain any valves. Okay, the artery does not contain any valves. That means the blood can smoothly flow inside the artery from the one direction, heart, to the throughout the body. So this is the arteries structure and the function. Is it okay? Now the second part of the human blood vessels, so called, that is the veins. So friends, the veins function just opposite to the artery. Clear? The vein function is just opposite to the artery. What is the function of the vein? Vein carry the blood towards the heart. Friends, artery carry the oxygenated blood. Only the pulmonary artery, that is carry the deoxygenated blood. But vein, this is also the same, but the vein carry the deoxygenated blood from all top to bottom, the throughout the body to the heart. It is carry the deoxygenated blood into the heart, and just opposite the pulmonary vein, it carries the oxygenated blood for the lungs to the heart. So when we are going to learn about the structure of the heart and the function of the heart, that time I will show you the diagram and explain how the vein carry the blood into the oxygenated blood into the heart. So now only just a simple vein which is spread throughout the body of the human bodies, that is the carry the deoxygenated blood from the body, from the whole body to the hearts. Is okay? All the veins except pulmonary vein carry the deoxygenated blood. The wall of the veins are also 3 layers, whatever the arteries, that is the 3 layers, whatever, I just repeat the layer name, that is the upper layer or the outermost layer, that is the tunica adventitia or the tunica externa, the middle layer, that is the tunica media, and the internal layer, that is tunica, interna. These are the three layers also present in the vein, but the difference is that the vein is comparatively thinner as the artery walls. The vein wall is comparatively thinner than the artery walls. Am I right? Why? Because the vein, there the valve presents. The blood does not flow the both direction, or so-called there is a one direction blood can flow. When the valves open, the upper direction, when the blood valve closed, whatever the blood, the one direction blood does not return back into the vein. Okay, so vein have the internal valve which prevent the backflow of the blood, and the valve name is semilunar valve. So this is the basic difference between the artery and the valve. The lumen of the vein is more wider than the artery's lumen, and the internal part, that is a basic difference, that is a vein contain the valves which restricted the backflow of the blood in a particular vein and the one pathway, and the artery, there is a lumen is a little bit narrower than the vein, but there is a no valve presence over there. Okay, so now the two new words are there which I not explain here. When I explain the artery, I told that is the one is the vasodilation artery and the vasoconstriction artery. So friends, what is vasodilation and what is vasoconstriction? So vasodilation and the vasoconstriction, these two words are actually related with our blood pressure. Now the question is that what is blood pressure? Friends, when the bloods flow inside the part of the artery and the vein, automatically blood, it's a liquid, as a liquid, it is a create the pressure on the wall of the vein and the artery. So whatever the pressure blood create on the wall of the vein and the artery, this is called the blood pressure. Okay, now vasodilation and the vasoconstriction, these are the two situation. Actually these are called the two situation is there. It is actually maintained by the temperature of the inner temperature and the outer temperature. Okay, where the blood flow decrease or increase. Obviously there are the different type of the maintaining the body temperature. When the blood the flow inside the blood vessel and decrease the blood pressure, especially in the artery, when the bloods flow, the dilation of the blood vessels which decrease the blood pressure. Okay, that is known as the vasodilation, and it occurs in the superficial blood vessels on the warm-blooded animals when the environment is hot. When the outside environment is hot, automatically the inside blood arteries, the temperature, body temperature should be maintained, and when the blood flow, automatically whatever the temperature raise up, it should become a decrease. So maximum time it's the vasodilation take place on the superficial part of our skin part, upper part of the skin areas. The blood vessels are there, arteries are there. When the bloods are warm-blooded animals, when the environment is hot, the bloods are flow up inside the artery, and these are the process actually divert the blood flow to the skin of the animal, where the heat can be more easily released to the skin or the atmosphere areas. Okay, through the, because it is the very easy way from our skin, it is release the heat as a form of the sweat. So obviously sweat glands release the extra waters over there. At the same time, when the summer season or the hot environment, automatically inside heat are the small pores are present on the surface area of the skin, and there the heat also released from our body. So vasodilation process actually the process where the decrease of the blood pressure because of the inside heat and the outside heat should be controlled by the blood stream or the blood vessel. Just the vasoconstriction, this is the opposite of the vasodilation. Okay, vasoconstriction is the narrowing the blood vessels and resulting from the constriction of the muscular vessels. That means whenever the winter time or when the outside environment is cold, in that time the body should be keep it warm. And that is the condition. The blood vessels are widening the blood vessels, and this process are particularly important for the hemophysis and about the accurate blood loss. Okay, this is actually the responsible for that. So when the blood arteries are contract, and arteries are the blood vessels are become a contract, automatically the flow of the bloods becomes low, and here it is the opposite of the vasodilation process, our body should be become a little bit warm. Okay, so it is actually the vasoconstriction process. The blood pressure increase, the flow of the blood increase, and the vasodilation process, when it is the wider, the flow of the blood pressure decrease. Clear? So these are the two words, the vasodilation, the dilation of the blood vessel which decrease the blood pressure, and the vasoconstriction, the constriction of the blood vessel which increase the blood pressure. This is the concrete definition you can write down if somebody asking this question, what is vasodilation and vasoconstriction. And the diagram also show that is the vasodilation, the lumen of the artery, it is increase. Automatically the lumen increase means the flow of the blood decrease, so pressure also decrease. And vasoconstriction, the lumen become constrict, and obviously the flow of the blood increase, and automatically the blood pressure increase. So friends, we are just proceed for the next PPT or the next part, that is the blood capillary. Already I have explained the artery that is carry the oxygenated blood from the heart to the different parts of the body, and the vein which it's carry the deoxygenated blood from the different parts inside the heart. Okay, no, it is from the take the blood from the heart to the body, that is artery, and another carry the deoxygenated blood from the towards the body to the heart for the purification, because heart is the pumping machine inside the human body which pump the blood in the different parts of the body. Okay, so what is the function of the capillary and how the capillary formation take place? Actually, capillary are the microscopic vessels that carry blood from the arterioles to the small veins or the venules. Veins and the arteries are also divided in the small thread-like structures, and the sub-veins and arterioles forms. This is the smallest part of the artery, or so-called the branch of the artery, so-called that is the arterioles. And the branch of the vein, or the small thread-like part of the extra part of the vein, that is known as the venule. So these are the arterioles, and the venules are make a net-like structure, and where the bloods are mixed up, this is known as the capillary network. It's clear? So capillary is a single layer of the endothelium cells. Friends, I already explained the artery and the veins, they are walls that are made up of the three muscular layers. Clear? But here the venules or the arterioles, when mix up, the total capillary structure, the network, this is the capillaries are made up of the only single layer of the cells, that is the endothelium cells. Okay, and capillary can dilate the vasodilation or the contract the vasoconstriction, which increase or the decrease the supply of the blood to the various part of the body. Actually, our throughout the body, from the top to the knee, from our head to the toe part, whatever the blood vessels network are spread throughout the body. Through all are made up of the artery and the veins, and these are the network. Arteries are the veins, arterioles and the venules parts are mixed up and made up a network that is known the capillary network. And this capillary network, wherever the blood pressure increase due to the maintain the body temperature, or wherever the blood pressure decrease due to the construction of the vasoconstriction process, that is somewhere the lumen become narrow, the blood pressures are increased, and somewhere the lumen become wider, so blood pressure are decreased. In this is the two process actually control we have to see inside the capillary part. Okay, so this is the three different type of the blood vessels which presents in the human body, and the various blood vessels are performing the various tasks. So this is the parts are the capillary. Okay, now the first function of the capillary to allow the inward and the outward diffusion of the glucose, amino acids and the urea. Friends, the capillary is the network of the vein and the arteries. Okay, so here the we can say this is a cellular absorption, so called, that is the intercellular fluids absorption in the form of the diffusion process. It should be take place. So it is allow the inward and the outer diffusion of the glucose, amino acid, urea. It is also allow the oxygen into the intermolecular fluids and inward diffusion of the carbon dioxide from the intercellular fluids. Okay, so these are the different type of the functions performing by the three blood vessels, and this is our today's first topic of the blood vessels. So I just repeat once again, the three type of the blood vessel, that is the arteries, which carry the bloods from the heart to the throughout the body. Second part is a vein, which carry the blood from the throughout the body to the heart, and the capillary network or the capillary. These are the microscopic vessels, that is carry the blood from the arterioles to the small veins and the venules. So that's all the first topic. Now we proceed our second topic, and this is the topic tell us about what is the circulatory or the vascular pathway. So friends, circulatory or the vascular pathway, actually these are the two words mainly depend how the blood circulate throughout the body. Okay, pathway means inside the body. The we are we finished the first part, that is the artery, vein and circulatory capillary network, whatever it is. These are the three parts. Actually these all are the parts, the different paths when the bloods are flow throughout the body, is it no? So now whatever the topic I discussed, that is a circulatory pathway, it is indicate us how the bloods flow or how the circulate. It is not mandatory that all the bodies, all the living organism, only blood is the circulatory fluid. There are in the class 9th standard we have already learned the 9 different categories, the 9 different classification of the animal kingdom. So different classification, different animals, they are inside their bodies, the different type of the fluids are there. Some fluids are colorless, some fluids carry the oxygen, which is the hemoglobin. So different type of the fluids, how they are spread throughout the body. Somewhere the open circulatory system means in this particular pathway there is a no capillary part. That means there is a most of the blood vessels, they don't divide into the capillaries. Okay, so directly the body fluids are comes and spread throughout the body. In that of the cases, that is the known as the open circulatory system. And just opposite, wherever the whole systems are runs in a particular pathway, that is in the closed process or the closed part of the inside the body, that is known as the closed circulatory system. So friends, today's topic we will going to learn what is open circulatory system and what is closed circulatory system. The first topic, that is the open circulatory system or open circulatory pathway. Actually this type of the pathway, this type of the system we mainly observe in the insects or the molluscus, that is the example, that is a snail, this type of the classes of the living organism. In the arthropods and insects and somewhere the most of the molluscus, their body, whatever the blood vessels, these are not divided into the capillaries. Is it clear? The very fair diagram I have drawn, heart, and there from the heart the blood the circulatory fluid enter in the different way, but they are just flow and it is spread through the body without any capillaries. These are the open and the white space of the white space, that is known as the sinuses. Okay, the white place where the just the open vessels are open and directly enter the bloods or enter the circulatory fluid in the body. This is known as the sinus. It is the it is actually in the body cavity. The circulatory fluids fills the total body cavity and the flow of the body different organs. Okay, so directly from the heart the bloods are flow throughout the veins part or throughout the artery parts, whatever it is. There is a no capillary and the fluids contract, that is the circulatory fluids are directly come and spread throughout the body. Okay, so this type of the circulatory process actually take place in the hemolymph or the body cavity, which is filled with this type of the hemolymph, that is known as the hemocoel. Okay, this is the hemolymph. These are the fluid which spread throughout the open circulatory system, and the hemocoel means the whole body, which is the body cavity which fill the hemolymph. This is the part known as the hemocoel. So this type of the circulatory system actually known as the open circulatory system, because we have seen the blood vessels are directly open inside the body and there is a no capillaries. They are after the purification, the body fluids are directly sprayed in the sinus parts, okay, the body cavity parts, and it is sprayed throughout the body. So the circulatory fluid in hemolymph and the respiratory is either hemocyanin or the hemoerythrin. Both are the hemocyanin, that is the colorless, okay, erythrin also. So these are the fluids are sprayed throughout the body of a particular class of the animals. So there is a no capillary systems, or blood vessels don't divide into the capillary system. It is actually known as the open circulatory system. Just opposite, there is a closed circulatory system, the maximum the higher classes animals. Okay, one of example I have taken over here, this is the annelida example I have taken, but actually all the higher classes animals, even the human beings also, we are consist the closed circulatory system. Closed circulatory system means the heart one side, if the blood enter, another side the after the purification blood release, and throughout these are the process are controlled inside the capillaries part in the annelida, and all the vertebrae of the blood flow through the closed vessel, and now here in the body it comes in the direct contact with the body cell and the tissues, okay. Through the bodies are small branches of the vessels, you have seen on the screen whatever the diagram I present over here. So from the heart, thus one of a cyclic way, one side the blood enter, the deoxygenated blood enter, and another side after the purification the blood sprayed, and it is sprayed through the capillaries, okay, throughout the body. The annelida and all type of the vertebrates, okay, even it's the mammals, even it's the reptiles, or whatever the all type of the vertebrates bodies, these are the blood flow through the closed vessels. So this is the our today's topic, and now I just going for the recap the whole chapter or the whole two topics, okay. Okay, so today we just conclude our part 3 over here, and I just recapitulate whatever the things today we learned in the part 3 of the circulatory system. So first topic I have already told you, that is the different type of the blood vessels. We have already learned about the different type of the blood vessels. I explained through the PPT. There are the 3 different type of the blood vessels: arteries, veins, and the capillaries. The part of the artery that is throughout the body carry the blood from the heart to the throughout the body. It is carry the oxygenated blood, and obviously the pulmonary artery is the exceptional case, and it is not carry the oxygenated blood. Only this is the that is the exception. And the 3 types of the walls, and the vasodilation and the vasoconstriction. This is also including the artery part. The 3 type of the walls I mentioned, that is the tunica externa, tunica media, and the tunica interna. Is it no? These are the 3 walls are present in the artery. Same things are present in the vein also, but the function of the artery and the vein just opposite. The vein carry the blood throughout the body into the heart, because vein carry the deoxygenated blood, impure blood, okay. Exceptional case, that is the pulmonary vein. So friends, 2 things we learn, artery and the veins, and second part we learn, that is the capillary. And during the capillary I told it is the small muscular part, okay, constriction muscular part, where the arterioles and the venules are mixed up together and form a network system of the capillary, okay. So this is the capillary part actually indicate the human body, which consists the closed circuit of the closed pathway of the circulatory system. These are the 2 things also we'll learn today's topic. And one more new topic, 2 new topics also explained in this part of the part 2 circulatory system, that is vasodilation and the vasoconstriction. I told control the body temperature. When the body temperature in the outside, according to the comparatively outside the body temperature maintaining for the inside the vein or the inside the artery, when the lumen become narrow, automatically blood pressure increase. This is the vasoconstriction in artery, okay, and in capillary also. And whenever the lumens are become little bit wider, automatically the flow of the blood decrease, and it is decrease the blood pressure. So this is called the vasodilation process. These are the two topics explained today's circulatory system. And the last topic which explained in this particular PPT, that is the open circulatory system and the closed circulatory system. With the diagram, with the example, I have already explained. First, the open circulatory system, there is the blood vessels not divided into the capillaries. Directly in the sinus part, hemocoel, the body cavity filled with the hemocyanin and the hemoerythrin, and that is the this is the hemocoel part fill up with the circulatory fluid, that is the open circulatory system. And second last part, that is the closed circulatory system. Just one side of the heart the blood enter, another side the blood comes out, and through the capillary or the network of the vein or the venules, the whole the body or the whole the circulatory system are closely compact, and especially from the annelida and all the vertebrae follow this as the closed system. So that's all today's part 3 circulatory system part, and I hope each and everybody very patiently you observe, you just see my videos. You if you have any doubts, always welcome in my chat box, and please, if you understand the topic, if you are like these are the part whatever I explained, don't forget to like and the share, and please press the bell icon and subscribe my channel for further updation also. Okay, I will try my best to present more better subjective matters related to the biological terms. So thank you friends, have a nice day.